The message came just as Daniel set down his fork. Staying at a coworker's. Don't wait up. That was it. No emoji, no explanation. Just 8 cold words glowing on his phone screen, a dagger sheathed in casualness. He stared at the text for a long moment, the faint hum of the refrigerator filling the silence around him. Outside, the rain tapped against the kitchen window like a metronome marking the slow, painful rhythm of realization. Emily never texted like that. She was the kind of woman who'd leave a smiley face or a heart even when she was angry. And tonight, she wasn't supposed to be working late. Daniel's thumb hovered over the screen. A coworker. Which one? His chest tightened. He typed, deleted, typed again. Finally he sent. Daniel. Everything okay? The message was delivered instantly. Read within seconds. No reply. The uneaten pasta on his plate turned cold as suspicion began to thread itself through his mind. Subtle, poisonous. By 9:30, the unease had become a pounding in his skull. He wasn't the jealous type. In their 7 years of marriage, Daniel had trusted Emily implicitly. She was organized, driven, the kind of woman who scheduled everything, from work meetings to weekend hikes. She wasn't impulsive, which made this text all the more wrong. He replayed the last few days in his mind. She'd been distant. Quick showers, short answers, late nights with office deadlines. And that new coworker, Jason, was it? The one she mentioned twice with a strange casualness. A flash of guilt crossed Daniel's mind. Don't jump to conclusions. Maybe she's just exhausted. Maybe something happened at work. But the rationalizations crumbled as his phone lit up again. Mark, best friend. Bro, I just saw your wife's car near the Marriott downtown. You guys staying there? The words punched him harder than he expected. 15 minutes later, Daniel was behind the wheel, rain slicing across his windshield as he drove toward the Marriott. His mind was a blur of memories. Her laughter at their wedding, the way she'd fall asleep on his chest, how she used to whisper, "We're unbreakable," when life got tough. He wanted, no, needed, to believe this was all a misunderstanding. He parked a few blocks away and walked, his shoes soaking in the puddles. The rain had softened to a drizzle, but his pulse hadn't slowed. Through the lobby glass, he could see the soft golden glow of chandeliers. Guests checking in, laughter from the bar. Normal life. Ordinary. Except his wasn't anymore. He approached the front desk, forcing calm into his voice. "Hi, my wife, Emily Carson, might have checked in tonight. Can you confirm if she's here?" The clerk, a young man with polite eyes, hesitated. "I'm sorry, sir, but we can't give out guest information." Daniel nodded tightly. "Right, course. Sorry." He turned away, heart thundering. That was when he saw her. Across the lobby, Emily stood near the elevator, her trench coat unbuttoned, hair slightly damp. She wasn't alone. Jason, the coworker, stood beside her too close, his hand brushing against hers in that subtle, familiar way people do when they think no one's watching. The elevator doors slid open. Emily glanced around nervously before stepping in. Jason followed. For a second, Daniel couldn't move. His stomach dropped, a hollow ache spreading through him. He watched the elevator doors close. Slow, deliberate, final. Something inside him snapped. He walked outside, drenched now, his breathing shallow. Every raindrop felt like a nail being driven into the coffin of what they once were. He leaned against his car, shaking, a bitter laugh escaping his lips. "Coworker's house," she'd said. Not coworker's hotel room. He could have stormed up there, made a scene, confronted her in that sterile hallway. But he didn't. Not yet. Not out of weakness, but because he wanted to see who she really was, without masks, without lies. So he waited. An hour passed before she came down. Alone. Her hair was messy now, lips pressed together in that way she did when she felt guilty. She scanned the lobby nervously, clutching her phone. Daniel's phone buzzed. "Emily. Hey, staying at a coworker's after all. Too tired to drive. Love you, red heart." The heart emoji burned into his retinas. He almost laughed at the absurdity of it. He stepped forward, just enough for her to see him through the glass doors. Her face drained of color. For a second neither moved. The air between them was thick. Disbelief, panic, and the death of something sacred. Then slowly she came outside. "Daniel," her voice trembled. "What are you doing here?" He met her eyes. "Funny, I was going to ask you the same thing." I can explain." He gave a hollow smile. "Sure. Let's hear it. Why are you leaving a hotel with your coworker at midnight?" She swallowed hard, rain dripping from her lashes. "It's not what it looks like. It never is." Her lower lip quivered. "We were just talking, I swear. I had too much to drink." "Stop." His voice broke, years of affection collapsing into quiet rage. "Don't insult me with stories you made up in the elevator." Tears filled her eyes. "Daniel, please. It didn't mean anything." He stepped closer. "Then why lie? Why text me like I'm some stranger waiting for scraps of your honesty?" Her silence was the answer he dreaded. The drive home was quiet. She tried to speak twice, but he turned up the radio, the static between them louder than words. At home she sat on the couch, shaking. He stood by the window, watching the rain streak down like tiny fractures in glass. Finally she whispered, "It just happened. We've been working late for months and I felt alone. You've been distant since your father's death. I needed someone to talk to." He turned, his eyes cold but glistening. "So you found someone to touch you instead." Her tears came harder. "I didn't plan it. No one ever does." He rubbed his temples. "You could have told me you were hurting. You could have screamed, cried, done anything but this." She buried her face in her hands. "I'm sorry. Please, Daniel. Please don't give up on us." He stared at her, the woman he'd shared a life with, the woman whose smile once felt like home. Now she looked like a stranger wearing his wife's face. "I don't even know who you are anymore." That night, Daniel packed a small bag. Not because he wanted to leave forever, but because he couldn't breathe in the same air as her lies. As he reached the door, she stood behind him, trembling. "Where will you go?" she asked, voice breaking. He paused. "Somewhere I can remember what peace feels like." When the door clicked shut, Emily sank to the floor, sobbing. Her phone slipped from her hands, the same device that had carried her lie, and shattered on the tiles. 15 minutes later, she texted him again from her old tablet. "Emily. Please, I'm sorry. Come home. We can fix this." He stared at the screen from his car, parked a few blocks away. Rain still poured, streaking the glass. He typed a reply, then stopped. Deleted it. Some words didn't deserve answers. Instead, he sat in silence, the city lights blurring through his tears, realizing that sometimes betrayal doesn't just end love. It rewrites what you believed love even was. And for the first time in years, he drove with no destination. Only the echo of what once was, fading behind him like a ghost whispering, "Don't wait up."